There's a simple way that you can make yourself more consistent with doing the hard things, and it doesn't involve more motivation or more discipline. It's all about having the right system. In this video, I'm going to present to you such a simple, low friction mental model that you can use anytime, anywhere. Not only that, I'm going to tell you actually how to implement it. Not like these other people online that are just telling you random stuff that they've seen from ChatGPT. I'm going to tell you something that I've actually used, which has helped me build not only my dream career, but also my dream physique, get me 2 first class dissertations from one of the top unis in my country, but more importantly, it helped me overcome such tragic mental anxiety and anguish that I used to go through that led me to even ripping at my hands, bro. I remember there was one conversation I had with my mum when she saw my hands, and she said, oh, like, no woman's ever gonna want to marry you. And even that wasn't enough to get me to stop, bro, because it was a problem from up here. Yo, bro, my name's Jas, and I help young men get disciplined because it changed my life, and I know that it will change yours too. You seem interested in that, so if you drop me a subscribe, it helps me help you. Bro, I remember back when I was 19 years old in 2021, when all I wanted to do was get on this like lockdown calisthenics grind. I even bought a pull-up bar for my house. I never used that. Like here and there, once a month, maybe I would just like strap on my backpack, think I'm some cool guy, and then like do some pull-ups with it. But the overwhelming majority of my time spent during that period was purely on a video game called Warzone. And it was such an addictive game. Bro, don't even get me started on these evil video game developers. Bro, they set up something called skill-based matchmaking where they like put you against people that are really easy, first of all, to give you like this easy dopamine hit. And then throughout the time that you play, like your entire gaming session, they call it, they want to keep you on for as long as they want. So like, bro, we're about to go on a tangent, but like, hear me out. They're gonna put you up against really easy people first to get you hooked to the game, get you like on that winning streak, and you're like, yeah man, I've won like 3 games in a row and I feel really good. And then they'll put you against people that are just about your level, so you'll never lose really badly, but you'll also never win. And then you're just hooked, waiting for that first dopamine hit to hit again, but it never ever happens. And that's how they get you playing, bro. I used to stay up sometimes for up to 36 hours playing these video games, man. It would sometimes be 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'd check the time and I'd just think like, bro, am I really awake right now? I had big goals, I had big ambitions. I wanted to be training every day, I wanted to be working on my uni every day, but I couldn't get myself to do it. I wanted to get the top career out of uni when I was in that state. I was 19 years old playing video games every day, and all I wanted to do was to get good grades and then smash my uni, get a sick job like being a consultant engineer straight away as soon as I graduate, which is one of them top level careers. Like, bro, like you gotta wear a suit and you gotta like turn up and you gotta be the sick guy. Every word you cost sometimes costs money, especially if you're selling as a consultant. And do you think that a kid like that, the guy who was gaming all the time, could even make progress towards such a thing? Bro, that's ridiculous. The sad thing is that so many young men are exactly like how I used to be. I used to want to be able to go into work in a shirt and know that there's a 6-pack underneath that. But bro, like I wasn't training. I didn't have the mental capacity. Your mind is like a lake. Imagine you have a freshwater lake, like imagine a lake in Italy or something, and it's just like pure blue water. You can even see through it and you can see the fish and the wildlife swimming around. It's so healthy, so happy, so many different colors. But then imagine if someone gets black poisonous tar and pours that into the lake. Over time, if you slowly pour that tar in enough, the entire lake will turn black and the whole ecosystem will just shut down. That lake is your brain, bro. Just like that lake we talked about has been polluted by tar, your brain has been polluted by all of these instant gratification, like degenerate activities, bro. And yes, video games, scrolling, this stuff is degenerate because it's degenerating your mind. Think about what that word means. It is slowly chipping away at your mental capacity, your capacity to reach your goals, but the goals don't go away. They're still there, and when you end up living unfulfilled because you haven't been able to make that progress, then you're the only one to blame. You're on your deathbed and you're 80 years old and you've lived a life that's not conducive to your goals. You're going to be the one to blame. You're going to be that old man who's in regret, and you're going to be that guy that's like, but you probably won't even live till 80, bro. You think that you're healthy now, you think that your body's in like young man shape right now, and you're like, you're feeling all right, you don't feel too bad, you don't feel like absolute rubbish, but wait until you're like 25, 30 years old. I'm seeing it now. Guys that used to go to school with me, they now look like absolute shit. They look like the uncles that you don't like looking at because you're like, oh, I never want a beer belly like that. But bro, these are the same guys that you're friends with right now. Do you think that they're going to be in tip-top shape at age 35? No. Are they going to have achieved the goal? No. It all comes down to your ability to do the hard tasks. And when you think about doing the hard thing, your mind can't overcome the friction that is needed to do it. And that is where my method comes in, bro, that I'm going to tell you about. The most simple mental model you've ever heard of, and it is going to be able to remove that friction, but it takes a little bit of practice. I never said it's going to be easy. It is never ever going to be easy, but that's the beauty of it, bro, because as a man, we thrive on doing these hard things. Like, bro, think about the video games you play. It's pretty hard to get good at that stuff, but when you do get good and when you are consistently getting like good kills, good matches, you feel really good, right? Even if you jumped on for like 2-3 hours and you find like it's a shorter gaming session or whatever, guys find pleasure in that because there's progress to be had. Imagine you make that progress for yourself, and when you look in the mirror in 6 months from now, imagine when you put in that work every single day for your physique, you lift up that shirt and there's a six-pack under there, bro, you're gonna feel like the man, and no feeling compares. And then after that, bro, the progress just gets so much easier. So let's go over that mental model right now to help you to alleviate that super heavy mental friction that not only you feel, other guys feel it, and those other guys are your competition, bro. Those are the guys that you need to be better than in order to achieve this stuff. Even if it's not direct competition, everyone's got the same goals. You need to think, okay, me and my best friend, we've got the same goals. My best friend's a bit of a loser, he's probably not going to get that, but then also I'm not really going to get that. So what is he doing that I'm not, that I can then do? Like, you might say it's evil to say, oh, like you're competing with your best mate. No, you can tell him to do the same stuff. He probably ain't going to do it. They don't know you like I know what you are capable of. I know that you're capable of this disciplined habit. I know that you're capable of doing the training. I know that you're capable of doing anything that you want as long as you put your mind to it. But bro, these other people in your life, the people that see you in real life, even your own mother and father, they won't believe in you until you start putting in the work. 6 months from now, when you have put in that work, they will believe in you, but you need to believe in yourself right now to even make that 6 months possible. So let's get it done, bro. I'm gonna go over my RAA framework: recognize, affirm, action. And then I'm gonna go over a technique that you can use to actually implement this and actually like remember to do it. Because look, I could give you the method, but if you don't remember to do it, like what's the point of this video, innit? So I'm going to give you the method, then I'm going to give you the way to actually remember to do it, and then you can start putting in the reps yourself, and you'll see, like, as if you're going to the gym. Imagine you've just started the gym, you're benching body weight, like maybe at 60 kilos, you just start a gym, right? You're doing body weight, and then you can only do like 5 reps of it. Next week you go, you know what the cycle is, bro. You tear the muscles down, it comes back stronger, you can do 6 reps, blah, 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 and then you're on 60 kilos for like 10, 12, 15 reps, you move up to 70, 80, 90, 100, and now you're just strong, bro. So this is the same exact thing you do with this framework. You just got to remember to do it. It happens throughout your day, and the funny thing is there's no fatigue involved. You can do this every single day as many times as you want, and then one day, bro, you won't even realize you're doing it because it becomes automatic behavior. So let's get into it, man. Step number 1 is recognize. Recognizing that you're doing the bad habit is something that we do quite often. Like, you are sometimes on the video game and you get conscious and you think, oh man, like this ain't really getting fun anymore. I don't really want to play. Like, my friends, they're talking, but I'm not really interested in the conversation. These guys are saying they want to do one more game. I actually want to jump off. Or maybe you're scrolling and you think, oh, like I'm scrolling Instagram Reels, like I haven't found a funny one in the last like 10 minutes and I'm just really wanting that dopamine. Oh, I really want this to be funny. Oh wait, I'm scrolling. Wait, people say scrolling is bad and I know scrolling is bad, but I'm still doing it. Stop. That's your brain talking to you. That is like the angel on your shoulder trying to come through. Even when the devil's shouting louder, there's always the angel. So you got to think like, okay, this is the angel on my shoulder. This is the person, like the version of me that is basically trying to come out, the successful version, the guy who wants like the high ambition, the 6-pack, the sick job, whatever. This is the version of you gotta listen to, and this is the way you're about to listen to it with the second step. So look, you've just recognized it. You get the thought that, oh, I'm scrolling, or oh, I'm gaming, and then you got to think like, I don't want to. The reason you got that thought is because you don't want to. When you're doing a positive habit, like pretend you're on a run and you really want to stop, your body is telling you to stop, but you know in your head that you are not going to stop. And you know you're capable of the hard work. Bro, I know you've done some study sessions in the past that I've actually hit, that they've slapped. And that's because you sat there, you had a problem in front of you, like probably a maths question, right? And you're literally like grinding the gears in your head thinking about how to get it to work. And I know that there's been a question in the past where you've actually got it to work and you've thought like, yes, I flipping did it, bro. That's the same mechanism that you're going to use while you're scrolling, and you think, no, I need to get off this apps. And then as soon as you recognize it, bro, and you think I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this, that's when you use the mechanism from the maths question that you couldn't do. That's when you use the mechanism from the training session where you felt like, oh, I can't move any longer, but you know you got to do it. That same mechanism is the mechanism you use to then just give yourself a breathe, like, and then you do second step, which is affirm. So recognize and then you affirm. The affirmation needs to be something strong. Bro, it needs to be something like bigger than yourself. You need to be thinking, I'm that guy. Bro, you got to think, will the millionaire version of me do this? You got to think, what if the 35-year-old with 2 kids and a beautiful wife and like a whole family that respects him, what if he was looking down on me? You got to think that guy's looking at you through the ceiling or like through the clouds or whatever, and he's just judging you. And you got to think, would I really be doing this at that age? Would he be proud of me? You got to ask yourself my golden question. And my golden question is, would I do this if I was married and I had kids? Bro, if the answer is no, then why are you doing it now? Because you've got to be that same guy that shows up for your family, right? The disciplined, hardworking, ambitious, unbreakable man that you want to be. But now you're scrolling on Instagram Reels and you've been on it for the past hour. Really? Do you want to like have thoughts of being that guy all your life? Or do you actually want to be him? Because all these hopes, ambitions and dreams, they mean nothing without these actions. And bro, the thing is, it doesn't take much to be disciplined nowadays. It doesn't take much to actually put in the work. And look at this mental model, bro. It's so simple. Look, recognize and then you affirm. You say, I'm that guy. I don't do this. When I'm 35 and I'm married, I'm not going to be doing this, so why am I doing it now? And you like really drill into yourself and you start thinking like, oh, why am I doing this? Bro, why are you doing it? You want all the success. You want to be disciplined. You want to be able to take action. You want to become the guy that takes control of his own mind and of his own life. So let's get it done, man. Because number 3, the final part of this 3-step protocol, bro, is so simple. Action. Action implies physical. You do something with your body. Look, if you can wiggle your thumbs and your toes, you have got the capacity in your body to shut the phone off and stand up. Do not think your way out of a bad habit, and never ever try and think your way into a good habit. You move your way into it. You have to move your body in order to get your mind to cooperate and follow. There's always a lag between your mind and your body. You get your body to move and your mind's like, okay, we've got to catch up. It's just that you've conditioned your body to automatically go into the bad habits. That's why you, in the first place, even decided to like, oh, I'm tired, I'll sit down and scroll. I'm tired, I'll sit on the sofa, play Warzone. Like a zombie. Like a programmed robot. But now you're reprogramming and you're gonna rewire your mind. RAA, recognize, affirm, and action. You can do this at any point throughout your day. Anytime you want to do a hard thing or stop doing the easy thing, that is when you do this. When you want to impose discipline or impose some like form of just like instant, acute motivation onto yourself, that is when you get this done. Even if you want to do a hard thing, right? You recognize, I don't want to do that hard thing. And then you affirm, you're like, nah, I'm that guy. When I'm 35, I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to be taking those cold showers. I'm going to be doing a breathwork session. I'm going to be doing my 20% high leverage tasks. I'm going to be training hard. I'm going to be doing all of these good habits. And then you take action. You just move your body, bro. Imagine how easy it is to get ahead of your competition. It's a flipping joke. All you got to do is, I recognize I'm doing the bad habit. I say something nice to my brain so that it starts getting on my side. And then I just take action with my actual body. And now I'm ahead of my whole competition. Like, bro, how easy is that? You're getting all these ideas in your head now from this video and you're thinking like, yeah, man, that next time I do that, like, bad thing, I can actually implement this. Write it down. Write it down on your notes page, bro. And don't think you're going to do this after this video. Do it right now. Because look, I wouldn't tell you to click off this video and go and do something if it wasn't important, but I know for a fact that when I was in your position and I was just scrolling through like YouTube videos, bro, I couldn't even made it this far into the video, let alone like get to the point where I'm taking action right now. Like me and you together, bro, let's flip and do it. Get off this video and take action, because like I wouldn't have spent the last few minutes convincing you, right, to do this 3-step method without telling you a way to like actually remember to do it. And part of that is just to write it down. And you write it down, you look at that every single day. Aside from just writing it down and looking at that page on your notes every day, I really hope that you've actually done this, bro, because it's really important. You've watched this far into the video, don't let this just be screen time, because if you don't take this action right now and write it down, then it will actually just be wasted screen time again, just like the thousands of reels that you get saved on Instagram that have to do with like motivation. Some of them are probably talking about your favorite games, new meta, but like, look, we'll put that to the side. I'll let you off on that one because you didn't know until now. Another way to make yourself remember these kind of habits is to do breath work and meditation every single morning. Most of you will not take this like advice seriously at all. You're not going to do breathwork and meditation, but I know that there's at least one guy. Look, all you got to do, bro, the one guy that's listening to this, one guy that's actually going to be a killer in the future, the one who's going to take action and get disciplined, he is going to search up breathwork 5 minutes. Bro, just search up breathwork 5 minutes and just do it. That is how you center your mind. And basically at the end of most of these breathworks, right, they give you another 5 minutes to do meditation. They're like, yeah, stay in this state with me, bro, because you actually get into like this heightened like neurological state and you feel so good. You feel like nearly high, and then you stay in that state for meditation. And what it does is it makes you fully aware of your body in your mind. So remember, when you're scrolling and doing the bad habits, that angel on your shoulder will just be louder. So, and that's just like a positive effect for your life anyway, right? When you can go around your life and that angel on your shoulder is louder, you're less likely to do the bad habits, you're more likely to do the good ones, because it just feels a lot easier. And the angel gets more persuasive, like it literally will tell you the right things. You don't even have to do it yourself. Everything becomes automatic. So start to align your life into this way where you're making your like own brain on your side. This is the real source, bro. Techniques like this have changed my entire identity, bro. I've gone from a mediocre uni student who was actually averaging pretty shit grades like 50s and 60s to now being in the position where I've written 2 first-class dissertations on engineering, my favorite subject, the one that I want to get a good career in. Bro, I dropped a 1 in 2,000 performance for a job. They called me after the interview assessment center and exams and they were like, Jas, you were the top performer out of 2,000. If you know anything about the 2025 UK like job graduate market, you will know that for every one space that there was this year, 500 people applied. for that same position. So to even get a job, you have to be 1 in 500 apparently. It's a saturated market these days, man. And like, you really have to stand out. It's only getting worse. If you want to get a good career, you want to get like a good physique, people are still training nowadays. It's not just losers, bro. You need to use these small little methods to get ahead of the game, and this is how you do it. I landed that consultant engineering job. I wouldn't have done it if I hadn't spent this last year and a half getting properly disciplined. I've woken up at 5 a.m. and done cold showers for the overwhelming majority of the past year. Like, a cold shower I've done literally every day. I could only do it if I'd trained my mind like this, and these are the secret training methods that you need, because no one talks about stuff like this online and how to actually implement it. But here I am for free giving you this advice. Like, this is what I want to do, bro. I find this stuff so cool, and I just want to like chat to you. Even if there's only one guy watching, bro, if it's just me and you right now, come on, man, let's get disciplined. Let's take this advice and let's live this life. I've got a full program on discipline in the link below, which is every single method and technique that I've ever come across and used to fully change my life and transform my identity. Go from that anxious scroller degenerate to the guy who is literally working in his dream career now with a six-pack under his shirt, and even has started this YouTube business, man. My mind has become nice to me, and I have been capable of doing this hard work for the past year and a half. I want the same for you, and I want us to grow together as men. Hit that link below. I will tell you every technique, every method, and I'll even have a free one-to-one consultation with you, bro, because I want to help you apply this to your everyday life for your specific situation, your goals. Everyone's different, but the underlying blueprint is the same. I will help you build upon that. Hit that link in the description right now, bro. And with that, sweat or regret, man. I'm out.